You can adjust the language according to your preference. Choose the program that suits your needs from the playlist. Customize the subtitle position on your laptop, and adjust the video speed with the slider to suit your needs and comfort. Let's grow together through your subscribe and like on this video. Tourism has become one of the most powerful economic sectors in the modern global economy. Many nations possess abundant natural landscapes, cultural heritage, and human capital that can be transformed into tourism assets. When governments properly regulate tourism, these resources can accumulate economic value over time and generate long-term prosperity. Tourism contributes significantly to national income by generating employment, stimulating investment, and supporting infrastructure development. Accurate economic planning requires accurate tourism data, which enables governments to estimate visitor numbers, economic contribution, and future projections. In many regions, tourism plays a fundamental role in economic stability. Nations accustomed to tourism development often demonstrate greater resilience during global economic fluctuations. Governments that effectively regulate tourism can acquire competitive economic advantages in international markets. Tourism regulation must ensure that infrastructure remains adequate, accessible, and sustainable. Tourism sites located adjacent to urban centers often experience faster economic growth due to accessibility and proximity to services. However, tourism development must continuously adjust to economic, environmental, and political changes. Governments must adopt pragmatic strategies to ensure tourism remains sustainable and economically viable. Tourism provides a significant economic advantage by generating employment and increasing government revenue. Governments often advocate tourism expansion as part of national economic development strategies. However, tourism growth may also produce adverse effects if not properly regulated. Environmental degradation, cultural erosion, and social inequality may emerge when tourism expands without proper planning. Economic planners must analyze aggregate tourism data to understand economic patterns. Governments must avoid overly aggressive expansion that could destabilize local economies and ecosystems. Public institutions must carefully allocate financial resources to tourism infrastructure, education, and environmental protection. Governments may consider alternative tourism models, such as ecotourism and community-based tourism, to promote sustainability. Tourism development must not rely on amateur planning. Instead, governments must rely on professional expertise, scientific research, and evidence-based policy. Economic planning must avoid ambiguous policy frameworks that create uncertainty for investors. Governments must pursue ambitious yet realistic tourism development goals. Tourism regulation often requires governments to amend policies to respond to changing economic conditions. Tourism investment may provide ample opportunities for national economic growth. Economic analysts often detect anomalies in tourism performance. These anomaly patterns may reflect economic instability, policy inefficiency, or external disruptions. Tourism generates annual economic benefits through employment, taxation, and business development. Governments must avoid policies that antagonize local communities. Public attitude toward tourism significantly influences tourism success. Tourism policy must reflect community values and cultural identity. Tourism contributes to national development by providing employment opportunities and improving infrastructure. Economic growth may be directly attributed to tourism expansion. Policy decisions must avoid arbitrary implementation. Tourism development is often an arduous process requiring long-term planning and strategic vision. Governments must ensure that tourism policy helps assuage public concerns and social tensions. Policymakers must assume responsibility for tourism regulation and governance. Tourism investment can augment economic development when properly managed. Tourism expansion often creates political and economic conflict between national development goals and local community protection. Governments must balance economic growth with environmental preservation and social stability. Political leaders must show a strong commitment to sustainable tourism policies. Without consistent leadership, tourism development may collapse, causing severe economic losses. Tourism economies depend on strong community participation. When communities feel excluded, social tension may increase, and public trust may deteriorate. Economic inequality may emerge when tourism profits are concentrated among economic elites. Governments must ensure tourism benefits are fairly distributed across all social groups. Tourism policy must not conceal the real economic impact on local populations. Transparency strengthens public trust and ensures accountability. Government agencies must concur on tourism development strategies to ensure coordinated implementation. Lack of coordination may weaken economic performance. Tourism policy may unintentionally constrain small local businesses. Governments must implement fair regulations that protect both investors and local entrepreneurs. Tourism stakeholders must carefully contemplate long-term economic sustainability rather than short-term profit. Tourism development occurs continuously, requiring constant policy evaluation and adjustment. Tourism contributes significantly to national economies. Tourism revenue helps governments fund infrastructure, healthcare, and education. Tourism policy must not contradict national economic goals. Economic stability depends on a coherent and consistent government strategy. Tourism businesses contribute to employment, foreign exchange earnings, and national productivity. Tourism policy must effectively convey regulatory expectations to industry stakeholders. Tourism produces copious economic opportunities across multiple sectors, including hospitality, transportation, and retail. Tourism represents a core component of economic diversification strategies. However, tourism infrastructure may corrode environmental systems if development lacks proper regulation. Tourism policy frameworks must avoid becoming overly cumbersome, which may discourage investment. Tourism education and training programs must include tourism management in the national curriculum. Governments rely on tourism data to support policy decisions. Tourism infrastructure may experience decay if maintenance is neglected. Government officials must avoid misleading or attempting to deceive stakeholders regarding tourism performance. Tourism regulators must decipher economic trends and tourism performance indicators. Governments must make a formal declaration of tourism policies to ensure clarity. Tourism markets may experience decline during economic recessions, pandemics, or political instability. Tourism infrastructure may degrade without proper maintenance and investment. Tourism statistics demonstrate the sector's importance to national economic development. Governments must not deny tourism's economic importance. Tourism contributes significantly to employment and revenue. Tourism development must not deplete natural resources. Sustainable tourism ensures long-term economic stability. Tourism revenue may be deposited into national reserves to strengthen economic resilience. Tourism development creates desirable economic opportunities. Governments must not despise environmental protection in pursuit of profit. Tourism authorities must detect illegal activities and regulatory violations. Tourism regulation helps deter corruption and economic exploitation. Tourism policy must not deviate from sustainability principles. Governments must carefully devise tourism strategies based on economic evidence. In the global arena, tourism development presents a strategic dilemma for policymakers. Governments must balance economic ambition with environmental preservation and social stability. Some leaders deliver passionate speeches, yet occasionally resort to political diatribes when tourism policies face criticism. Public debate must remain constructive rather than personal. Policy discussions must not digress into irrelevant ideological disputes. Instead, governments must maintain focus on economic sustainability. Tourism revenue may diminish during global crises, including pandemics, financial instability, or geopolitical tension. Governments must prepare contingency strategies to respond effectively. Tourism industries must responsibly dispose of waste and manage environmental impact. Poor waste management creates disproportionate harm to fragile ecosystems. Unregulated tourism can severely disrupt local communities and economic balance. Mismanagement may also distort market competition. Tourism policy must fairly distribute economic opportunity among local stakeholders. Governments may need to divert funding toward emergency support when tourism markets collapse. Tourism remains a highly dynamic industry that constantly adapts to consumer preferences and technological innovation. Effective tourism governance can significantly ease economic inequality and promote inclusive growth. Policy implementation must be efficient, transparent, and accountable. Many countries compete to attract elite international travelers, yet governments must ensure tourism remains accessible to broader markets. Political leaders must communicate tourism policy in an eloquent and persuasive manner. Governments must emphasize sustainability and social inclusion in every tourism reform initiative. Tourism operators must endure economic fluctuations and unexpected crises. Regulatory improvements can enhance the international reputation of a tourism destination. Sustainable tourism represents the epitome of responsible economic planning. Governments must ensure tourism regulations are equivalent across regions to prevent unfair competition. Policymakers must avoid erroneous assumptions when planning tourism expansion. Accurate economic estimates and forecasting remain essential for tourism stability. Governments must not evade responsibility when tourism policies fail. Tourism performance must be continuously evaluated based on measurable outcomes and transparent evidence.